It's 9 a.m. and we are starting off with a very important meal of the day, breakfast. Actually, we just checked in a few moments ago and we ended the last vlog and we're picking it up so quickly. As you can see, I'm so sleepy. Shish is also feeling quite sleepy right now. But we're on a mission. Our plan is to head into the national park right behind the hotel that we're staying at here. But before that, we thought we'll get some energy. We haven't had anything in the last 12 hours after we had the little noodle bowl on the train. So we got this very interesting bread. It's the first time we're actually seeing it in China so far. It's a very crispy, doughy bread with some spring onions inside. And it tastes really good. I already had a bite, well, 2 bites. Whoa! And this is porridge. So first time we're seeing a different kind of breakfast here compared to other parts that we've been in, where it was mostly noodles or rice again. So porridge with some relish, and Shish has got herself a boiled egg. Now that we've had breakfast, we're just walking up to the entrance of the Zhangjiajie National Park.
On the way, we went to a supermarket and bought ourselves some chocolate bars and coffee.
We originally planned to get some fruits, but looks like they've overpriced it a lot. Like, considering we've bought it in the other towns as well.
Yeah, it was almost double the price.
4 tiny bananas cost 100 rupees.
Yeah, the tiny ones.
Like 10 yuan. So, it makes sense to buy it there. We'll try to find it again along the way, but
anyways, we have had our breakfast. We have some...
Look at the big gang there.
Oh my god.
It's already a busy start to the week.
We just got our tickets to the Forest National Park, Zhangjiajie Forest National Park, and it cost us 5,500 rupees for both of us. And this ticket is valid for 4 days.
I think this is somewhat on the lines of Angkor Wat and the Siem Reap temples.
Or even
like
Victoria Falls.
Or Victoria Falls, like in terms of how expensive it is. But the good thing is it's at least for more than just 1 day.
It's
and
for 4 days, so I think we should use it very, very well. I think we should extend our stay here now.
It's supposed to be one of the nicest national parks in the whole country. And for those of you who don't know this already, this is where the movie Avatar was filmed, or it was actually based on. So we're really looking forward to seeing the sceneries inside. And it's spread over like a very large area. I guess we'll learn more about it as we walk inside.
Yep. We rode the shuttle bus for almost 15 minutes and it dropped us at some point. We didn't even know where we were. We went and asked the people around. Nobody speaks English. Nobody could guide us where we were or where we want to go to. It took a while to figure it out.
They had put up maps like in the public areas, like either at the bus station or at the ticket counter for this train that you see going next to us. It's a little monorail that seems to be going around on this trail. But basically there's also a walking trail, which is what we're on. And even these maps are completely in Chinese with a few words here and there in English. Translate is not doing a great job and we were completely lost.
We spent almost 1 or 1.5 hours just to figure out what we need to see, where we need to go.
But eventually we found this guide who was there with another group, and we asked him, can you please help us understand where we are and where we can go? And finally, after speaking with him for a while, we figured out that we were on the right path. And for our first day inside Zhangjiajie National Park, this is the trail that we definitely should cover.
This is called the 10-mile gallery. It's a trail of about 5.8 kilometers by walk. And if we walk on this trail, we're supposed to see something called as the 5-finger mountains.
So everything's a bit confusing the way they've named it, but we're already starting to make sense of why they're called fingers. It's because they're shaped like fingers. The big limestone mountains just jutting out of the flat ground below. We're covered with thick green forests everywhere. It looks so amazing. It looks so amazing. Everything is so lush and green. Like It almost feels like we are in a very thick rainforest somewhere far, far away from
Yeah,
civilization.
just look at this. On this side you can see a thick forest, but on the other side, oh, there you can see the mountains.
Here. You
Yeah.
see that? Bugs. And then there's this train that keeps going rounds, which if people who don't want to walk need a ride on, they can actually pay and get on it. I guess we found our first stop right here. That's the old man right there, collecting herbs. So we finally got up to the main point where the train has stopped, and this is the finger point. You see 3 fingers here. There's 2 more somewhere else.
Yeah.
But looks really cool. These are really narrow and really sharp. Oh look, 2 of them are there.
But aren't they supposed to be together? They call it the 5 finger mountains. And 3 of them are together.
And they're all really narrow but really tall limestone mountains.
Yeah, I guess they're easily 100 or 200 meters tall.
Yeah, easily. But in other news, it's super crowded. Now it feels like a touristy thing to do. So this one way and other way.
We're climbing and climbing and climbing. The steps never seem to get over. It's a very, very long way up. But the environment is nice. There's greenery everywhere and we get to see these tall limestone rocks just pushing out of the earth like this.
I think we're halfway up, soaking wet. It's crazy, this climb is... When we started it was actually pretty cool, and now it's so hot and humid here. It's around 12:35, so we've made it up about 35 minutes, that's all. But it feels like we've already spent an hour coming up. Yeah. Almost 3 hours later.
3 hours and 6 kilometers upwards later.
We finally made it to the top. Oh, this has to be one of the most strenuous hikes we've done in a long time. And we're definitely out of shape. But still,
But we have done this like right after the trek we did in Xingping.
yeah,
That
and
was just 2 days back.
we have not slept one bit overnight.
Yay, we made it!
But I will say that the views along the way have been just incredible. We didn't get to take out the camera and film all the way while climbing up. But
If we had done, then you will be bored of our B-rolls.
anyways, on the way back down, hopefully we can stop and click some pictures.
Yeah. Just look at that view, that long hike we made, and then the pricey ticket, the sweaty paths, everything was totally worth it. I've never seen something like this in my life before. It feels unreal. Like, you know, some AI has generated it or something. It's unbelievable.
So this is one of the viewpoints that actually inspired James Cameron to make the movie Avatar. It's not hard to imagine how how imagination could go so wild while thinking about people living inside these rock cities. So, you know, funny thing is that Shish and I still haven't watched Avatar.
Tonight.
The plan is to watch it tonight.
And then we come again tomorrow.
Yeah, the plan was to first get like an impression of this place without being influenced by the movie. Then we watched the movie so we could, you know, imagine this in reality, and then tomorrow we come do it again.
Imagine how it would look during sunset hour. They say that this place, like 200 days or 365 days in a year, it's cloudy or it's rainy. It's rare that it's so clear today.
Yeah, and in a way it's nice, but in a way also we would have loved to see a carpet of clouds here.
Yeah.
What's happening, Shish?
Now that we have climbed up so much, I decided
What does the Chinese say? Just notice something. You see all of these people, they have a little duckling on their heads. Or a little red bird or red heart. It seems like everybody who's come with a specific group, like the ones with the flags, they have a different kind of bird or funny thing on their head. That's so innovative. Where's yours? Yep. While we were actually staring at those rocks, I just learned something interesting about them. They are not limestone mountains, they're not limestone rocks, they're all sandstone. And the way they were formed is by layers of sand sitting above each other, piling up over millenniums. And then eventually at some point, because of the compression and movement in the Earth's crust, it actually solidified into what is looking like a mountain. And over time, with rain and wind and all these other eroding factors from like nature's elements, they actually carved down the canyon in between them. And that's how these rocks remain jutting out of the ground. And then over time, of course, because of water and other nutrition, a lot of plants began to grow. And then that's how today you see like so many bushes and pine trees growing right out of those mountains.
it's always so interesting to know that landscapes change so much with region to region, and the even more interesting thing is how they were formed.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even imagine it, right?
Yeah, true. And in typical Nav and Shish fashion, we got on the bus, we went to the bus station and found out that the bus station actually terminates at the cable car station, which we have not paid for, and without the cable car there's no way we can get down to the bus station at the ground level, and therefore we can't reach the gate. We have to exit on time.
And the last bus is at 5 o'clock in the evening, and now it is 4:30 and it's still a long way of walk for us.
All this happened because we asked a few people who were wearing badges, and they all said, no problem, you can go that way.
They kept showing this.
I think both of us misunderstood each other, and now we are in this situation where we are most likely overstaying in the national park yet again, just like Namibia. But when we were rushing down, walking path is actually the same way we came up, which is about
5.8 kilometers.
That's a long way, and we estimated that it would take at least 2 hours to get there, which would put us way past sunset time. But as we were coming down, the lady who we bought the water bottle from was right here at her shop,
and she showed us a short way. So now we have to walk 1 kilometer downwards, and then we'll reach the road.
Now we're walking down slowly, calmly, because the stairs are very mossy and slippery.
It is.
You see, that's why it's so dangerous to walk alone, and we can't even run down. We have to go together and slow. Finally made it down to civilization.
The path we came on was not just 900 meters, but it was 3.5 kilometers. But the route was so different from the one we went on in the morning. We saw a natural arch, the gateway to heaven as they call it.
Yeah.
And then we saw one more, a cliff.
An echo wall.
Echo wall.
And then we also saw a couple of waterfalls. Looked incredibly beautiful. It looked like one of those old Chinese paintings, you know, where there's this water flowing, there's this greenery around it, and then there's this
Bridge.
There's these birds singing, but yeah, and the bridge in front of it. It looked incredible.
Wow.
It was extremely mossy.
And there were no railings in the side.
The 3.5 kilometers downhill actually took us an hour and a half to make it through. We found other humans, so that was
Not just us this time.
so it was a good sign. Anyway, now we're back in town. So we just have to get on the bus, get to the gate, and then...
Is that the bus?
Oh yeah, we hear the sound of the bus. Crazy abandoned house here, the middle of the forest.
Only one? Only one? We're on the bus. We get to go to the hotel and not sleep in the park tonight.